But first and foremost, there are some certain specific people I need to thank. David, thank you for all your help in coordinating this today.
Right, David.
And that bench is outstanding. It's outstanding. I saw everything on paper, saw all the rough sketches, and I had to give the thumbs up or thumbs down to everything, but I had no idea how awesome that would turn out. So, fantastic job. So, like I said, I've had 6 months to think about how I was going to eulogize my dad. And to be honest, not to coin one of my dad's phrases, but I truly feel like I'm still flying by the seat of my pants up here. I do have, like I said, some things written down, and I'm going to share a lot with you. You know, when Dad died, David sent me a beautiful letter, along with many people, sharing their memories and their love for my dad and everything that he has done for them over the years. But one of the most accurate characterizations that was made about Dad was from David. It said he was a man who wore many hats. He could adapt to any situation, and he fit in with a wide variety of different social circles. I'm sure everyone here has experienced Dad in any number of different social situations, but I can promise you the best role he ever played was that of Dad. It is well known that my dad and I were very, very close. In fact, he was my best friend. So to start things off, I tried to figure how in the world am I going to express the type of relationship that my dad and I had. And it's similar with my brother too, so please know I speak on my brother's behalf. I wanted to start it off with a letter that he wrote me in 1988. It was Christmas. I was a freshman in college. My gift from him that year was this letter and a small check. Luckily, I had the wherewithal at that time to save the letter. It's a very personal letter, and I had it tucked away for 30 years now. I'm 48. Had it tucked away for 30 years, and I've honestly referred to it throughout my life as a guiding principle for me as I conduct myself. So he probably would be really angry that I'm sharing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I just want to read to you what he said to me, and this is the actual letter he wrote. He said, "My dear Amy, about this time in most freshman girls' lives, their dads are buying them cars to have at school. I truly wish that's what I could give you for Christmas this year, but instead, I have only a small check for you. But with that small check goes more love from a father to a daughter than I think any father in the entire world could give to his daughter. I love you, and there is nothing in this world that can take that love away short of death. Remember that no matter what the circumstances or occasions, my love for you will never fade. You can depend on that. Now you are starting a new life in college. This is an exciting time, and you should take every advantage of it. Don't waste any part of your life, because life is so precious. I want nothing but the best for you as you pursue life and find your way, but I want you to remember one very important thing. In all your dealings, remember that you must always treat others with dignity, respect, and honesty. Many times, the truth is a very difficult thing to say, but it is the only way that you can deal with other people." And I'm going to stop here for a second, because this was a difficult time in his life as well, when he wrote this letter. And I almost was going to leave this out, but I am going to share it anyway. He said, "Now after 2 failed marriages, I know that had I learned to communicate better, I may not find myself in this situation." He goes, "Please learn from my mistakes. Be kind to everyone. Have a wonderful Christmas, and I hope to see you in January." So that's a little glimpse into my dad. And again, he's probably somewhere screaming that I just shared that. So growing up, my dad and I had limited time. Or my brother and I had limited time with my dad. It was summer, spring breaks, and every other Christmas were the only opportunities we got to spend together. For as far back as I can remember, I recall how much I looked forward to seeing him and spending time with him and crying when we had to leave, literally to the point where I'd wrap myself around his legs and cry, hoping it would convince him to let me stay just a little bit longer. Sorry, I lost my place. My dad wasn't a perfect man, and none of us are perfect, luckily for him. So, he just wasn't perfect. But that said, the one thing my brother and I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt was that he loved us unconditionally. I have so many memories growing up in Durango, from Lake Powell to Navajo Lake to camping in the mountains. Dad's famous, somebody was just telling me about Dad's meals and how prepared he was with his meals, but his famous tinfoil campfire meals that he'd just throw in the fire. And we're like, all right, here you go. And we would be at Navajo Lake and we'd say we were hungry, and he'd put a can of Van de Kamp's pork and beans in the windshield to heat them up and feed them to us like a half an hour later. So he may not have won Dad of the Year that year. So, but I remember that, and it's a fond memory. Other things like Fast Eddie pulling us, my brother and I, and other people behind his boat water skiing at Lake Navajo, and I could go on and on. Linda's not here right now, but one of my most memorable camping stories was when Dad took Eric and I and Linda's nephew Scott and Suds, I remember Suds, the dog, and we went camping. It was a great time. It was wonderful. We didn't believe in tents at that time, so Dad threw our sleeping bags out on the ground. We rolled up our sweatshirts to sleep on to use as a pillow. It was wonderful until there was a giant downpour that came through, and we were all soaking. So Dad shoved 3 teenage kids, a wet dog, and Linda and him in a Ford Fiesta, and we all tried to sleep. Good times. It's one of those things, though, that's etched in my mind. Is such an amazing memory of my dad and Linda, and it helped me appreciate, it's those little things in life that mean everything. All the other nonsense doesn't mean anything. It's those little precious memories, no matter how miserable they are in the moment, that stick with you. Another one that I'll share real quick, and I promise I'll move on, is we were driving over Red Mountain Pass in a blizzard. And you guys have all been on Red Mountain Pass. In a blizzard. And my brother and I were in the back seat, freaking out, and Dad said, relax, it's okay. As long as we see the tail lights in front of us, we're fine. So we were like, okay. Until the tail lights disappeared. It gets better. So then, obviously in a blizzard, the ice was building up on the windshield wiper, so he'd go and stick his hand out the window to flick the windshield, to flick the ice off, and that worked wonderful until the windshield wiper broke off. So then, Dad had the window down, and he had his arm out the window like this, driving over Red Mountain Pass in a blizzard, trying to get the snow away. So, I was freaking out. I know my brother was freaking out, but deep down inside, Dad said, don't worry, we'll get home fine. And I believed him. Thank God I was young and dumb and not realizing how bad that situation could have turned out. But he did get us home, and again, one of those memories. Like I said, I could go on for hours with things like that, Lake Powell stories with cliff jumping and water skiing, and Dad teaching me how to ski, and I couldn't get out of the water, so he had me sit on an inner tube, and I finally got up, and the tube stuck to my butt, and he kept pulling me down. Good memories. I was so embarrassed, I stayed in the water for like 2 hours. That was a great memory. The last thing, the memory I'll share is, Dad had this tape, and he called it the Black Boogie tape. And we would cruise up and down the lake listening to that tape over and over again.
8-track.
8-track, yeah, it was, as a matter of fact. To this day, when I hear Earth, Wind, and Fire, I crank it up, start singing, and just smile and laugh. The morning after Dad died, Eric and we needed to get out of the house, so we decided to go shopping just to clear our heads a little bit after what had been a very difficult night. The minute we walked into the store, the song Sing a Song by Earth, Wind, and Fire started playing. in unison, Eric and I both looked at each other like, oh my God, that was one of Dad's favorite songs. And we just kind of laughed. And we both in that moment thought, maybe this is Dad's way of saying, it's all good. Because if you listen to the first word of the song, that first phrase, it says, when you feel down and out, sing a song, it'll make your day. And for a moment, we both felt at peace, it coming off, like I said, a very difficult evening. I know a lot of people will share things today about Dad, and there may be some tears, a lot of laughter, I hope. And as I think about how I want to remember my dad, I realize there's some very specific things that Dad was. He was someone who could drop a one-liner and make you laugh so hard you'd start crying. Or pee your pants, yeah. Or both, yeah, exactly. He was someone who always had the right word to say to ease a broken heart, help you get over a bad grade, or just help you get through a bad day in general. He was our greatest cheerleader and champion, and he never, ever ended a conversation without saying, I love you. His words of wisdom were priceless. Most notably, he always told Eric and I that no matter the situation, always keep smiling and moving forward because it's all part of life. It was a simple way of telling us to always be kind to others, graceful in strife, and never give up or stop reaching for our dreams regardless of how difficult they may seem. He truly knew what was important in life and taught us from a very young age to enjoy the simple things, and that nothing on this earth is more important than family and friends. He walked the walk. He even took care of managing our mom when she was ill because my brother lives overseas and I live on the East Coast. And he said, I would do anything for you and your brother. She's the mother of my children. How could I say no? And he goes, I'm not in love with her. He goes, but I love her because she's the mother of my children. We were forever grateful for that. And another thing he would say, he'd be like, I was stressed out about a specific situation, and I called him, and he said to me, he goes, sweetheart, and this is a life lesson that has stayed with me. He goes, sweetheart, people spend so much time trying to be liked, to make other people happy, or to keep up with the Joneses. Because in your 20s and 30s, it monopolizes your life. It will take you some time, but one day you're going to wake up and realize none of that really matters. Because unfortunately, you're probably going to be in your 40s by the time that happens. He goes, but it's at that moment you'll find true happiness and peace in being just you. He goes, nobody cares about the money you make, the car you drive, or what your job title is. You will realize that family is everything, and true friends are a gift to never be taken for granted.
Amen.
And he lived that. Yeah. So, Dad, I'm almost finished, I promise. Dad wasn't a wealthy man in the traditional sense. He didn't buy Eric and I a lot of material things. However, he was a tremendously wealthy man in all the ways that truly matter. He gave my brother and I the most valuable gifts anyone could ever receive. First and foremost, unconditional love. He taught us, we never doubted that he had our back, no matter what the circumstance. He taught us what it meant to be loved, but not spoiled. He taught us to appreciate the simple beauty around us and continually reminded us that it's the little things in life that are the greatest gifts. He demanded that we treat everyone with respect. And he also taught us to never compromise who we are as people to please others. Most importantly, he taught us how to conduct ourselves with grace, humility, and kindness in everything that we do. I have a video. I have a video that's going to play here in a minute. Lots of great pictures. Hopefully people will get some good laughs out of it. But at the end of it, I've included the father-daughter dance from my wedding. It obviously has special meaning to me. But the reason I decided to include it is because I want to give you guys a glimpse into who Terry was as dad. I read you that letter, but I want to give you a glimpse. We're going to try to get the audio up so you can hear the words, because I know watching two people dance around in a circle, especially my dad and I, who are not good dancers, is painful. But I want you guys to listen to the words. Because if you listen to the words, you'll understand who my dad was and understand that role that he played so incredibly well. And there's a little backstory to the dance, because I did edit it down a little bit. I had initially chosen to dance to the song Amy by Pure Prairie League, because Dad sang that to me when I was a little kid. So we were out there two-stepping for our wedding dance. And Dad stopped in the middle of, he just walked away in the middle of the dance and walked up to the DJ and grabbed the microphone, gave a little speech and played this song. I cherish that and I think of it often, and it reminds me that that was my dad. And I know you all know that he's a wonderful human being. Yeah, he was my best friend. He's the best. So anyway, enjoy the video. But I encourage you all to remember Mr. Snowdown, the fun-loving friend, businessman, etc., 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 that he was in this community. Please, please don't remember the man that had Alzheimer's. Rather, remember the wonderful person who impacted so many lives in such a positive way, but most importantly, the lives of my family. I swore I wasn't going to do this. Anyway, he will always be with us. When you see him, when you see people, now I'm all blurry-eyed. So he'll always be with us. When you see people enjoying Snowdown, packing the streets during the light parade, or laughing until they cry or pee their pants at the Snowdown Falls, you know Dad will be there, shining down on all of you and smiling in his own way. And that's how I want you to remember him. So I must admit, this is it, I promise. I hate Budweiser.
You are his daughter. You are his daughter.
However, it would be inappropriate for me not to do a toast without a Bud in my hand and to drink it. I want everybody to grab their drink. Initially, I was going to make everybody have a Budweiser, but I thought that would be cool. So, everybody, I ask everyone to grab their drink to toast my dad, the best father, brother, friend, community advocate, and all-around funny man. Cheers to you, Dad. I love you and miss you.
Cheers, Terry.
Cheers.